Hey everybody, LadyLibertyStacker. Today is December 30th, 2017, and I'm going to show you how I make a fake macaroni and cheese. And before we get started, I'm going to show you all the ingredients. This one is a very difficult recipe, so I'm not showing it for ease of use. I mean, I do have a recipe here which I'm going to, post as part of the video that you can, hold still and read it or what have you. But anyway, I'm going to show you everything that goes into this recipe, and then I'm going to cook it for you. We have nutritional yeast flakes. I get these from Vitacost.com. They have a lot of vitamin B ingredients, and it has vegan friendly. It's made in the USA. Sometimes they're sold out though because it's so popular. But that's just what the container looks like. I'm going to use 12 ounces of elbow whole wheat macaroni. We're going to boil it in here. 2.5, almost 3 cups of soy milk, but you can use, light skim milk or what have you. But I like the consistency with the soy milk. You have oil and chopped onion. There will be a 1/4 cup of flour mixed with 3/4 cup of the yeast flakes. And then we have a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, turmeric, and paprika in here. Once we get the sauce going, we have soy sauce. I believe it's a tablespoon. 2 teaspoons of miso, which is an organic and vegan ingredient. And we have that, and we have some mustard, and 3 tablespoons of cornstarch with a cup of vegetable broth. I made that up myself, so I just getting it out to heat up to room temperature. And then it's topped with breadcrumbs and paprika. And I always used to make it in a Corningware like so. But then I'm going to do this in cast iron because I think it's going to taste better. I've never done it that way before. And it kind of fits in there real nice. So we're going to use the cast iron here. I'm going to go ahead and put this away. We don't really need that. It's a Corningware. It's a 2.5 liter. So we're going to go ahead and put that away. And we're going to do it with the, this is the wobbly Wagner number 9 I showed you. But it's perfect for some things, and this is the recipe for it. So we're going to go ahead and back, and we're going to go ahead and turn on our rear burner. We're going to go ahead and boil the noodles, and we need to do that for about 8 to 10 minutes. It calls for doing them al dente, which is almost cooked but not quite. And then we're going to heat this burner here, and we want to make sure we do the front burner because I have something on the back. So don't try this at home. So we're going to go ahead and heat it to medium. And I'm going to go ahead and get some olive oil in there. We're going to, I wish I had a GoPro right now, as this is when I would need it to make a cooking video, but I have a jerry-rig tripod set up, but I'm going to go ahead and do that. Go ahead and put the olive oil in there. And let that heat up in the pan, and we're going to cook some onion and get everything started here. This is, like I said, this is a difficult recipe, so I am going to refer to my recipe here as I show you this. This is fake mac and cheese, and I'm going to go ahead and get the camera positioned on the tripod. I'll be right back. Okay, we are back. We are going to go ahead and start our onions over medium heat and get them nice and soft, probably a few minutes here. So, oops, the light went out again. I'm having a problem with that light. I think there is a short somewhere, so I need a handyman. I don't do everything. So we're going to go ahead and hope you can see without the light. At any rate, we're going to go ahead and just soften up the onion. And we're going to go ahead and see if our water is getting hot. It's not quite getting hot, but once it gets hot, we're going to boil it for 8 to 10 minutes, and then I'm going to heat up the oven. I have the Wagner Ware number 9 heating up in the, I will be heating it up in the oven, so we're all ready to put our pasta and everything in once we get all this done. So we're going to go ahead cover this just for about a minute or two, and I'll be right back. Alright, now we have our onions cooking, so what we're going to do now is we're going to add the flour, and that's a 1/4 cup, and I use a 1/4 cup of whole wheat flour, and I'm just going to mix it up and kind of cook it, turn down the heat a little bit here, and we're going to mix it really, really good. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add our, these are the yeast flakes, and we're going to go ahead and put those in. Get that out of the way. We're going to mix them up really good, and you can kind of see, I don't know what you can see there. Yeah, I'm just kind of showing you. This is, like I said before, this is a kind of video that I could use a GoPro, but I had mixed emotions on those, and I've seen mixed reviews, so who knows. So we're going to go ahead and get this going. Just cook it for about a minute or two. Just get everything nice and going, and I'm going to go ahead and start the oven. And it's at 375, and our skillet is in there. It's going to be warming up. And we have all of that. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add our 2.5 cups of soy milk to get this going. And I'm going to go ahead and move that to the side. And we're going to start our sauce. So here we are. Going to go ahead and gradually mix it all. Go ahead and I'm going to whisk it. Make sure it gets nice and mixed. And I put in a little bit more than 2.5 cups of soy milk. I like this. I don't like it when it's too dry, the fake mac and cheese. I'm going to go ahead and put in our pasta. And we're going to set the timer for about 8-9 minutes. Let that go. Continue to mix our soy milk in the yeast flakes. Get it nice and mixed. Here we go. Just add a little bit at a time. I have a wire whisk. And I still like my saucepans. These are Revere Ware. They have copper bottoms. They're really old, and I just love them. So my cast iron and my Revere Ware pans, I'm good to go. Copper, stainless steel, and cast iron. So we're going to mix all the soy milk in. And I'll be right back. Now the soy milk is all mixed up, and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a tablespoon of soy sauce. And I use light soy sauce. And as we get older, we have issues with blood pressure and such, and you want to try to keep it as healthy as possible, so we'll go ahead and put that in. And we're going to mix that. And then we're going to mix the mustard and the miso. And we have 2 tablespoons of miso, and that's what we'll do here. We'll just mix all this stuff up. This stuff keeps in your fridge for a long period of time, and it's a staple with vegan cooking, so I'll go ahead and just do 2 tablespoons. And then we're going to add 1 tablespoon, or a teaspoon, I'm sorry, on the miso. Then we're going to add a little bit of, just a teaspoon or so of, mustard. And this has been, make sure it comes out. There we go. That should be good enough. And we're just going to continue to mix it all together. And the macaroni elbows are continuing to cook. And our pan is now heating up. And I'm going to spray it with the olive oil cooking spray just before I'm ready to bake it in the oven. You bake it at 375 for about 30 minutes or so. And then we're going to steam some broccoli to go with it, and we'll have a healthy meal and plenty of protein. So here we go on that. So that's cooking. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mix some, I have a cup of vegetable broth, 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, And we're going to go ahead and mix this bowl here. And that'll thicken the sauce a little bit. Because remember, there's no cheese in this. We also need to put our turmeric, salt, and paprika, half of the paprika, in the sauce as we continue to cook it here over the low heat, medium to low heat. And then while that's cooking, we're going to go ahead and whisk this together in the vegetable broth, some cornstarch. That'll just thicken it up really nice. And now that the pasta's going, we're going to turn on the vent to vent the stuff out, the extra smoke and moisture. No smoke, but steam. There we go. Go ahead and get that all mixed up really nice. Okay. Now that's all mixed up really nice. And what we're going to do is we have our main sauce on the left, all mixed up, and we're going to add the cornstarch vegetable broth combination together. And we're going to mix that up and cook it until the sauce starts to thicken. And I will be right back as this stuff cooks. Okay guys, the sauce is finally thickened and the pan is warming up here in the oven. It's nice and hot. So I'm going to take the skillet out, and we have the skillet right here. And the next thing I've done is I've taken the pasta out, blanched it. You know, you get cold water on it to stop it from cooking. And before I do that, I got to spray the pan. It's a whole different way of making the same recipe. I've used Corning ware on, so I went ahead and sprayed it with my olive oil Crisco. And here is, put all our pasta in here, and we're going to mix put the sauce right over it. There we go. It's going to go ahead and cook up really nice in the oven. And make sure to mix it all really, really good. Okay. It's nice and soupy, and that's what I want. I want a little bit more liquid. And you can hear our kitty in the background. He is really hungry. I have a story about that, guys, but not right now. His whole diet has changed. He had a little emergency over the past few days, and now he's an eater. He loves his food. He'll eat almost anything. Well, not quite. Okay, so I've got a half a cup of breadcrumbs over the top here, and I have a little bit of paprika. And we're going to go ahead and put this in the oven. And I'm going to have to use a hot pad here. And put it in and bake it for about 30 minutes. There we go. Go ahead and set the timer here. And there we be. And I shall return and show you what it looks like when I take it out. Okay guys, it's come out of the oven. This is what it looks like. Fake mac and cheese. And I have, that light still won't come on, but I think that's good enough that you can see it. Got my broccoli going here. And we're going to have delicious salads to go with our healthy meal. So I'm going to show you kind of what this actually looks like. And there it is. I'm going to take a bite and see how, oh, nice and hot. Yeah, real good. So anyway, can't talk and eat at the same time. That's delicious. Fake mac and cheese. And I'll go ahead and put the recipe in this video. Actually, you've seen the recipe in this video. And bon appetit. So this is what it looks like. Fake mac and cheese. It's delicious. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Give me a thumb up if you like. And go make it a great day. Until next time.